Well, as you walk into you park on the exterior of the community. The homes are all facing one another with courtyards. Their windows are their kitchen windows are facing out on the courtyard. So as you walk into the community and you walk along, you can see your neighbors at the kitchen sink. And if you meant to be, have a conversation with them, you stop and you go to the door, or they come out to grab you. There is a kind of a saying in these communities, and that is that from the parking lot to my front door, it's a 2-beer walk. So you get the offer of 2 beers. So it's set up for a real strong connection. As you walk into the community, in ours, we walk by the common house. The mail room has 2 windows in it. So you can look as you're walking by the mail room and you can see who's in there getting their mail. They can see who's walking in that evening. And if you want to talk, you can. If you're standing in the mail room, you can see on the other side the windows go into the living room of the common house, so you know who's in there. If you walk around to the dining area is actually has 2 sides of glass walls. So the 2 walls are nothing but a long glass windows, basically. And so you can see who's in the dining room. So you can see who's going to have dinner there that night. And so co-housing communities generally have 2 to 3 meals a week together. So there is a structure in these communities that set up social connection. And so what we originally did was we set up a meal plan, and because of the 25 households, we would have 2 households once a month that would cook a meal. And then we would advertise it, and people would sign up who wanted to come to the meal, and we knew who was going to be there. And so we would go out and buy some groceries. The 2 households were responsible for buying those groceries and for cooking, and then we would cook for 10 or 12 or 15 people or households, and we would then we could eat for free for the next 11 meals that month. So we started noticing that we spent a lot less money, we had better meals, and we were certainly having a whole lot more fun than when we just lived in our single family home. We drove into the gated community, we drove into the garage, and the garage door goes down, and we're totally enclosed in a home. And if we want to go outside, we go out to our back patio. There we have a fenced-in backyard, and we're totally isolated. So that's the way building has happened over the last 30, 40, 50 years with all of these suburbs that you have that experience. Whereas co-housing actually reverses that completely in its design, in its structure, and its intention. So, and it's just more than just buildings. There are a lot of industrial buildings and commercial buildings and retail buildings now that they're building for better experience and maybe better connection. But a co-housing community probably has 10 different levels in which you consciously consider how these people are going to interact together.